Welcome to Movie Insight Global. Today, I am going to explain the American monster film called Godzilla vs. Kong. Spoilers ahead. Watch and enjoy. 5 years later, after Godzilla defeated King Ghidorah, somewhere on Skull Island, Kong lives a quiet life. He takes a nap, enjoys the view, and takes a bath. And no one bothers him. He has developed a bond with a girl named Jia, who is deaf and communicates with Kong in sign language. Kong makes a spear from a tree and throws it, and it hits the wall of a dome that is using Skull Island as a setting. And scientists believe that Kong has grown up, and they won't be able to contain him for too long. If he escapes the facility, he could be attacked by Godzilla. Then, we see Bernie, who works for an artificial intelligence company known as Apex Cybernetics. Bernie hacks into the company's database and finds out about a mysterious and massive shipment to Hong Kong. Suddenly the alarm goes off, as Godzilla is supposedly approaching. Godzilla appears and destroys absolutely everything in its path. Godzilla rampages the facility. We get to witness the might of Godzilla's true destructive power. During the rampage, Bernie stumbles on a massive device that looks like a core reactor. The news spreads that Godzilla had arrived and was no longer a Titan savior. Apex Cybernetics CEO Walter Simmons says that Godzilla destructive return is surprising, and Walter promises to have something to stop Godzilla. A girl named Madison watches this news at school and she doesn't believe Godzilla would attack without provocation. She keeps listening to Bernie's podcast that talks about Titans, and he shares her views. Madison tells her father Mark, who is a monarch scientist, that Godzilla is killing people, and we don't know why. Godzilla is obviously going after Apex because he's threatened by something within the facility. Mark tells her that Godzilla is hurting people, and he tells her that creatures like people can change, and we don't know why. Madison goes home and listens to Bernie's podcast and overhears him saying the Apex facility is responsible for Godzilla's attack. She decides to meet with Bernie. Later, Walter meets with Dr. Nathan Lind, the former monarch scientist. Walter tells him that his theories of the birthplace of all Titans is fascinating. In fact, Nathan has written a book named Hollow Earth, where Titans get the power source. Walter introduces Ren Sarazawa, his chief technology officer. He informs Nathan that they have detected an energy signal from a potential ecosystem in Hollow Earth. Walter wants Nathan to be a guide to search for a power source into the Hollow Earth, the home of the Titans. Nathan is initially hesitant as his brother died in an expedition to the Hollow Earth due to a strong reverse gravitational force. He agrees after Walter reveals that Apex has developed specialized crafts able to withstand the pressure exerted by gravity. Nathan meets Eileen, his former colleague, to convince her to use Kong to help locate the Hollow Earth source. Nathan says Kong can guide them through Hollow Earth and Kong can go back to his home where he can be safe. After some deliberation, she reluctantly agrees. Kong is sedated and brought on board a convoy ship escorted by the Navy. Kong is restrained. Then Jia talks to Kong in sign language. She tells Eileen that Kong is not happy. The captain of the ship tells Eileen that they will avoid all Godzilla's waterline territories and will navigate the different routes. Eileen says good and says Godzilla and Kong's ancestors were old rivals. Eileen tells him that she worked for 10 years on the island studying Kong, and Kong doesn't bow to anyone. Then Madison gets her friend Josh to go with her to find Bernie. He discusses his conspiracy theory and tells them about a large cargo that has made its way to the Apex facility. Then an alarm goes off on the ship and Jia tells Eileen that Godzilla is coming and Kong will be attacked. Nathan says that Godzilla will attack and we should free Kong so that he can defend himself. Finally, Godzilla makes his way toward the convoy, crashing into them and destroying a ship. Kong becomes aggressive and he starts to roar. Jets attack Godzilla with rockets and missiles. It does little harm to Godzilla. Godzilla destroys the planes. Godzilla goes towards Kong's ship and attacks the ship, causing the ship to turn over. Kong starts to drown, but his bonds are released in time and Kong swims up and stables the ship too. Then Kong goes after Godzilla, and he manages to land a couple of good hits on Godzilla and knocks Godzilla back into the sea. Godzilla shoots a blue atomic beam towards Kong, who manages to escape. The blue atomic beam reaches the sky and everyone is shocked to see the might of Godzilla. Then Godzilla gains advantage and drags Kong underwater. Kong is unable to defend himself. Then Eileen tells that they need to help Kong, if not Godzilla will kill him. They fire depth chargers to distract Godzilla and Kong manages to escape. Nathan tells to the captain to disable the ship's power to make Godzilla think he's won so that he can leave. They turn off the power and Godzilla leaves. Then Eileen says cannot continue on the ship anymore as it will alert Godzilla. Nathan says that they have to be airlifted. Bernie joins Madison and Josh and sneaks into the Apex facility. They discover a secret underground facility with a chamber containing pods filled with skull crawlers. They get locked into an underground hyperloop and are transported to Apex headquarters in Hong Kong. Kong is airlifted to the source of the energy signal in Antarctica, which is the Hollow Earth entrance. Kong is hesitant to go inside the tunnel, however, little girl Jia convinces him to go home to his family. Then Kong enters the tunnel and the crew follows him in their specialized aircrafts. They follow Kong to Hollow Earth, and inside the Hollow Earth, Kong and the team find an ecosystem similar to Skull Island. Then a flying monster attacks one of their aircraft. It was about to attack Nathan's aircraft. Kong grabs it and tears it apart. Later, Kong runs forward and everyone follows him. Due to reverse gravitational force, rocks are floating in the air. The trio reaches the Hong Kong Apex facility and discovers what Walter and Ren have really been working on, the superior to Godzilla, that will put an end to the human titan problem, Mechagodzilla. They also discover that Ren is controlling Mechagodzilla. Ren tests its power using an uplink with one of the skulls of Ghidorah. Mechagodzilla kills the skull crawler using its powers, but is hindered by its power supply limitations. Walter intends to harness the Hollow Earth's energy to overcome Mechagodzilla's limitations. Kong and the crew travels deeper into Hollow Earth, and they come across the home of Kong's ancestors, an ancestral throne room. Kong finds a glowing axe made from another Godzilla's dorsal plates. He sits on a throne like a true king. The axe activates the energy source in the ground. Maya then sends out Apex spider drones to take out samples, and sends its signature back to their Hong Kong base for her father to exploit, despite protests from Nathan and Eileen. Attracted by Mechagodzilla's activation, Godzilla reaches Hong Kong and sensing Kong, he shoots down his blue atomic beam directly to Kong's throne room, which creates a portal. Maya and the Apex team attempt to escape in the ensuing chaos, but their aircraft is crushed by Kong. He then jumps through the portal, with Nathan, Eileen and Jia following in their craft. Kong takes his axe out and fights with Godzilla in a final battle. Kong hits back with fury by bringing down the axe on Godzilla, and Godzilla's blue atomic beam doesn't affect Kong as the axe absorbs it. However, Godzilla brings down Kong with his foot. He roars in Kong's face, but Kong also roars right back at him. Godzilla spares him and starts walking away. The trio are apprehended and brought to Walter, who is planning to set Mechagodzilla onto the real Godzilla to establish humanity's dominance over the creatures. Just as Ren brings the uplink to Mechagodzilla, and Ghidorah's consciousness takes control. Mechagodzilla kills Walter and Ren is electrocuted from the override. The Mechagodzilla rises to the surface and goes after Godzilla. They both battle, but Godzilla is overwhelmed. Mechagodzilla begins to overpower him with its strength and stronger heat blast. Madison and Bernie try to turn off the power of Mechagodzilla, but their access will be denied. Meanwhile, Kong is injured and is in very bad condition and about to die. When Jia senses Kong's heartbeat slowing down, she tells Nathan. Nathan uses the Apex vehicle to deliver a charge powerful enough to revive Kong. Kong wakes up and Jia tells Kong that Godzilla is not the enemy, and to help Godzilla. Mechagodzilla was about to kill Godzilla, then Kong arrives and saves him. Godzilla realizes that Kong is on his side. Mechagodzilla fights with Kong. Kong finds his axe, but unfortunately, it wasn't charged. Still, Kong uses his axe and attacks Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla overpowers both the Titan. Madison and Bernie were unable to deactivate Mechagodzilla, so Bernie pours water on the control panel, which short-circuits Mechagodzilla's controls, momentarily interrupting Mechagodzilla. Godzilla charges Kong's axe with his atomic beam. Kong destroys Mechagodzilla. He chops its limbs off and finally rips its head off. Godzilla and Kong acknowledge each other. Godzilla goes back into the ocean and Kong goes back to Hollow Earth. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.